Hello, all you fine, beautiful people. I'm back here once again with another reaction, and today I'm going to be reacting to Behind the Veil by Jeff Beck Live. If you're new to the channel, I play a song all the way through, give you my thoughts and opinions on it at the end, and as usual, if there's anything you want me to react to, just put it down in the comments section. Try to get around everyone's suggestions. So, I listened to Jeff Beck, all his studio work, absolutely love it. Not too familiar with a lot of his live stuff, so thought, you know what better way to check out the greatness that is Jeff Beck than doing this. So without further ado, here it is. Behind the Veil by Jeff Beck. Wow. So that was Jeff Beck, Behind the Veil. That's what it's called. Wow. Yeah, Behind the Veil. What a killer song. Absolutely love it. It's amazing watching this trio of Jeff Beck, Vinnie Colaiuta, and I believe it's Tal Wilkenfield, I believe it is. And, like, yeah, Tal Wilkenfield. Just so amazing to watch, like, just the chemistry. And watching Jeff Beck just play guitar. Like, the term rock icon gets thrown around a lot. And some of it, I believe, is warranted. Some of it, maybe not so much. And the term showman gets thrown around a lot. There is something out of this world watching Jeff Beck play guitar. And him just playing, like, it feels like Jeff Beck, like, using his thumb. It's just like, feels like fingers. He could have a pick kind of in there. But to just listen to Jeff Beck play is absolutely phenomenal. Like, hell of a guitar player. Showman on stage. Like, this song, there's no words to it, but it doesn't need it. It takes you on, like, this rhythmical journey. And I love the rhythm section of Vinnie and Tal together. Really well. Just amazing to listen to. Like, here you got her just killing it on bass. And you can tell at times it feels like Jeff's trying to prod her on to show off a little. And it just works. Like, watching this throughout the whole thing, it just works. And to listen to the different, what feels like kind of a reggae kind of feel to the song. I could be completely off base there. That's kind of the vibe I get. Kind of that Bob Marley kind of feel at times. But it's really interesting to listen to musically. Vinnie Colaiuta on the drums makes this whole thing just sound so effortless, what he's doing. And probably for Vinnie coming out of playing with Frank Zappa, everything else after that would probably feel very easy, especially some of those complex Frank numbers. But man, what a killer. Like, there's it looks like 1 million people in, like, this audience. Like, it's huge. And I know around this time, I wonder if this is the Crossroads Festival, because I know Clapton did one of these in about the mid-2000s. That got, like, a huge number of, like, big-time acts to play at it. I wonder if this might be that concert. But man, like, all those people in that crowd get to witness Jeff Beck on guitar. Like, what a feeling. And to watch him, he's just like showman. And I've always been fascinated by watching Jeff Beck, where he's doing this with mainly what feels like his thumb. And it feels like, wow, Jeff Beck has probably more talent in his than that thumb than a lot of other guitar players do. And he has just a natural feel for the song and where it's going. Kind of feels like at the end it was cut off a little bit. I'm not sure if that's just the video I got here or if it just did that normally. But man, to think Jeff Beck with just the sunglasses and the necklace on, and you not sure if you'd think of him like as a typical rock star, but you look at Jeff Beck and you're like, wow. I will say though, for me though, a very tasty guitar player. Like, I remember going through studio stuff and being absolutely gobsmacked by some of it. Like, just his musicianship, his kind of composing, and some of the people he's worked with. Like, he's pretty much one of those guitar players that when you say has done it all, has pretty much done it all. Like, starting out with the Yardbirds, going into the Jeff Beck group, with Rod Stewart as a singer. That was more his singing phase, then breaking off into more of the jazz fusion territory with the Jeff Beck group, and also like those killer albums in the 70s of Blow by Blow and Wired, and then moving into 80s doing AOR for an album, then working with Terry Bozzio and another guy on his Guitar Shop album, and then by the end of the 90s he's doing like instrumental music but with electronica and his own feel, and it was just amazing to listen to. Like Jeff Beck, like when he passed away, I feel like sadly I never got into his music before that, but the thing about Jeff Beck is I feel like the world lost something, like an icon on guitar, because this guy could play and have feel. I know David Gilmour said when asked who's one of his favorite guitar players, and he said one of the guitar players he really enjoyed listening to was Jeff Beck, because there's always something interesting to listen to there. And I know Jeff Beck talked about who was it? I think it was John Bon Jovi talked about it, where Jeff Beck played a solo on one of his, I think it was a solo album, the song Blaze of Glory or something, and he said Jeff Beck did no more than bring in like just a amp from a record store and just a guitar and pretty much blazed out the solo, and it was at that time you realized, holy crap, how good Jeff Beck is. Like, he can take anything just out of a guitar store, play it, and very minimalist, like, in terms of his equipment he used. Like, I know in recent years there's been kind of this fight back on, like, all these pedals and everything, and just kind of be like, you know what, you're pretty much, if you have a good amp, you don't need much more. And it's kind of like the less is more thing. I know, going off a little bit on a side tangent there, but good stuff. Like Jeff Beck, killer guitar player. Like, man, I wish I could have seen this in the crowd. That would have been a killer moment. But anyway, that's my thoughts and opinions. Love to know what you guys think. Comment down below. Once again, I have to say thank you guys so much for watching. It really does mean a lot. This is me here signing out. Peace.